welcome to episode 12 of Self Care Chats with Farah. Um, Honestly, I cannot believe we're here at episode 12, and yes, my guest has just arrived, so let's just bring him on. Super excited to host him today. And hi, let me just wave at everyone. Yeah. Hi, thank you so much for joining me. We're just waiting for Anne to come on. Hey, there he is. Hi.
Hi Farah, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
I'm great, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm well. You look great.
We've missed your smile, girl. How's it going?
Good, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Can't complain. It's been crazy, but yeah, Alhamdulillah. We're here.
Yeah, I know. I guess that maybe that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, we are. How we've been through this whole year. Wow, when was the last time I saw you? Gosh.
Yeah, I think you were the last time. I mean, the office has changed since the last time you were here. You should come visit. The last time you were here, we were taking selfies here with it was me and some famous people, Farah, King Kaka, so just some other nice famous people.
True. Mashallah, you're at the office right now?
I'm in my office right now, yes.
Oh wow, working late.
Working late? Yeah, I figured it's better here because if I went home, we would be interrupted by, who is that? What's happening? What are they doing? I want to be in there, Then it would be non-stop.
Oh, I can imagine. Work from home, eh?
Work from home, yeah. But I at least I stopped over now and said at least I made sure that they were okay before I came back to the office.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
How's everything with you? How's mom? How's dad? Everyone?
They're all good. They're all well. They're so excited. They're like, "Oh, you're having Mwenesi today." I'm like, "Yeah."
Give them my best.
I will. Thank you so much, Mwenesi, for joining me today. Self Care Chats. I just want to give you a brief about Self Care Chats. You know that I started off with Self Care Mondays. I'm sure you remember them. Yeah, and then I had a burnout, and now I revised it with self-care chats, and I thought, you know what? I through this period, I have seen you guys, all the friends that I'm hosting here, and I kind of got inspired, through you guys, and I was like, you know what? I want to share your journeys because I feel like self-care is so personal. It's yours, and how you go through it is different from how I do it. So I feel like if we all share all our stories, our journeys, we can inspire a lot more. So yeah, that's how I was like, you know what? All these guys, come on over, tell me how you do it.
Fantastic, Farah, fantastic. Yeah. And well done for putting this together. You're right, a lot of people are going through some things. So it's nice to be able to give people a little bit of encouragement and let them know that they're not alone and there's different ways of doing it.
Yeah. Amazing. So let's just get right into it. And first of all, and you're supposed to introduce yourself. I mean, you don't need an introduction, but yes, please do.
Okay, let me try. My name is Mwenesi Musalia, and I am a young man with big dreams. People have branded me an image consultant. I didn't actually know what that was until 3 years ago when someone says, so you basically are an image consultant, and I'm like, I guess, I'd never known what that term meant until I studied it, and then I realized that actually, yeah, that's actually what I do. I help organizations and brands put their messaging together and what their perception, the image that they put out. Image is really not just about the external, but also what's happening within the individual, within the company, within the organization. So I help structure people's perception in the public space. And besides that, I'm also a businessman. I try and invest in a couple of projects. I'm a teacher. I lecture at a few institutions when I get the chance. I am also a husband. I'm a father of two, a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. I like nice things. And I'm a big fan of Farah.
Ah, thank you. And you're so sweet. So, okay, many don't know that Anne has been instrumental in me forming my brand. He's guided me, he's mentored me. You know, when I see you talk, and honestly, I just feel like I want to be like this. You know, I want to talk like that. You know, because you have that I don't know what it's called. That's like you captivate your audience. You know, like we just listen to you. There's nothing else I can do. I want you on the tweeting at the time when you're
You're too
talking. You
kind,
know,
Farah. Truly,
honestly,
truly, truly.
honestly, honestly, I learned a lot from you and your team. Oh my God, yeah, you guys have been really instrumental in laying the foundation for Farah Khaleck Inspire Life. And yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you're such an incredible person, and for me, you know, whenever I see, because I've gone through my own journey, you know, of trying to figure things out and then coming out on the other side. And so anytime I see someone who's really taking positive steps to move forward and make the most out of their life, I am all for it. I will be there regardless. So yeah, kudos to you, and inshallah, may you achieve much success in this life.
Yeah,
And
and we cannot forget to mention Najda.
oh, absolutely, yeah. By the way,
Yeah, for bringing us
you know, this
together.
can easily turn into like a personal conversation, forgetting that we're on an IG live. I was actually going to ask how's she
How
doing.
is
You know,
she?
I bumped into her in Mombasa, and then she went to Egypt, and then yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just get right into it. And
Hmm.
how are you feeling? How are you feeling right now?
I'm, I'm feeling kind of good. I mean, you know, this year, alhamdulillah, because of a lot of, obviously, we know what the COVID situation has done to a lot of people, a lot of businesses. We have not been spared. I think some of our business interests were really affected. But like I said, because I am a teacher, and I try and do, you know, several different things, and I'm always interacting with different people, both in the public and private sector. That side of my consulting work did not stop. It's just obviously it shifted more to online and more to social distance situations. I couldn't have crowds
Yeah.
of students in a class, you know, but I still did benefit by doing a lot of online. So alhamdulillah, at least I was able to do that. And right at the beginning of this year, I had an intention of starting a new business, which was supposed to be funded primarily by some work which we had anticipated that was going to come down the
Come
line.
through.
So when that
Oh.
work didn't come, and we had already started this business, we kind of found ourselves in a catch-22, and we are just like, oh my God, what are we going to do? But then you
Oh
just keep pushing.
gosh.
You keep pushing, yo, and as long as you wake up, for me, as long as you wake up, the sun is up and you're up and you're functioning, you know, move around and do stuff, you give thanks, and you keep it moving. The trick is
Yeah.
always to keep moving forward, because a lot of people get depressed by looking back and thinking, oh, what could have been, what should
Where
have been,
now?
and then you always
Yeah.
live in regrets, right? Long story short, I'm feeling pretty good. It could always be better. Like, let's not complain, because you know.
Bola uhay.
Positive vibes only.
Yeah, like they say, bola uhay, yeah?
Boro, hi, bana. Wow.
Wow. Obviously in Jan, Anne was someone different. And by now in December, Anne is a different person, of course. I mean, we all are. Um, tell
Yes.
us, tell us what the difference is and who do you prefer?
So January M was I was in the middle. I was the acting CEO of a foundation at the time that also has a football club, and I was having a lot of fun discovering new sides of myself, because I've never been in philanthropy to that extent. I mean, our religion obviously encourages charity work as much as possible, but organized philanthropy at that level was something that I was always curious about. And through that journey, I realized that, you know what, people need the difference between people who are, you know, let me use the word in not poverty, but people who don't have opportunities, who are marginalized financially, and the people who do have opportunities, is that access to to social capital is a problem. Access to clients is a problem. Access to markets is a problem. So just general access, you know. And you know the thing about Kenya is it's who you know. So that then inspired a new business that started actually in January, and I started putting the building blocks of that together. And inshallah, maybe at the end of this, I'll speak to you about what that business is, and hopefully whoever's on here will be able to benefit in some way. So that January M was juggling that, but I also had my other businesses. I had my training, I had my consulting, I had the other bits of investment that we're involved in. And I do a lot of mentorship as well. So I was very, very busy. And then obviously with my family, and it was a very busy time. But I don't think there's ever a time when I'm not busy, because I realize that, you know, when you start feeling depressed, it's when you don't have much going on. So one of the things that I do is I'm always looking for a project, always like involved in this and that and this. But it has to do with things that are my strength. I never do things that I'm not good at. If you start telling me now, Farah, oh, go fix someone's car or do an Excel sheet, I'll just tell you, okay, you good luck.
Don't stress me.
Tell me, don't stress me, you know. There's not much that has changed from January until now, because I'm always so involved in things. My mantra is that there's 8 billion people on this planet, Farah. 8 billion. Plus minus, give or take a few 100 million, you know? And so there'll never be a shortage of people to interact with, opportunities to look for, or projects to get involved with, you know? And you know, we are taught as Muslims to go out, seek, go, talk to people, enjoy, mix and match, see what's what. So I've been doing that from the entire 2020. I know people have been saying, oh, well, you know, we went into a lockdown and those social distancing. For me, as long as I have a cell phone, I'm going to find you. I will find you wherever you are.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And December M now is more or less where January was. It's just, the other thing, Farah, is I think I'm wiser, you know, because I turned 36 in March. And I was telling my wife the other day that there's something that clicked when I hit 35. You know, the government stops recognizing you as a youth once you pass 35, right? 35, so now since you was there, so we're now Amati was there, you know.
I had 2 more years to go.
Like that.
I have 2 more years to go. Okay, wow.
2 more years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Join us. It's crazy out here. But the one thing that has shifted, I know it has shifted internally, and also the way my attitude is towards the world. I don't have a lot of patience for aimless, pointless, I don't know what the word is. I'm really trying to use a nice word.
You're more intentional now.
Super. Perfectly said. I am so intentional. I'm so intentional that if it doesn't align with exactly what I'm planning or what I intend, and you just want to go on and give me negative energy or whatever, I honestly don't have time. I don't have and you see, before I would have the time because I'm like, no, give them a chance. Let's see. You know, let's try.
See.
I now get why old men are grumpy. You know the saying, grumpy old men. Because they don't have the patience. They're just like, you know what? I don't care. I just, you know, I want to care, but I've seen so much life. I'm just like, I'm done. You know.
No.
So I think a part of me now.
It's not even about being old, subhanallah, and it's not even about being old. You won't believe it. Whoever I've spoken to on this season, everyone is saying the same thing. They don't have time for something that they don't want to do. They are so intentional this year. Everyone is like, I am protecting my energy. I am doing what I want to do. You know, not just for the sake of or whatnot. And me also personally, this year there was a time I wasn't posting, and I was like, you know what? It's okay. You know, stop it. It's okay. The world is still here. You know, and I'll get back to it. You know, I was just giving myself time. And I felt so good. I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, nothing going anywhere. So yeah, let's just. And subhanallah, you're saying the same thing. Everyone is intentional right now. Yeah.
I thought it was a symptom. But truly, by the time I hit 35, something started to snap, and I was just like, I would listen to a conversation, and I'm like, I don't want to be here, and then I would just leave. Like, I'm done. Before I would
Wait.
cry and I would tolerate and I would persevere, but now I'm just like, no, no, it's okay. It's never that serious. It's all right.
It's so okay, okay,
I
don't
feel a
bring that
bit guilty,
energy
to be
with
honest.
me.
Honestly.
Don't bring that energy with me.
No, 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 no,
Wait.
never, never, girl. But you see, that's the thing, right? Like, you see, when you asked me to do this, I was just like, of course I'm going to do this. Farah, come on, you're my girl. You see, because I've like, I'm so clear. If you're giving me good vibes, I'm in. If you start
Yeah.
giving me whatever,
Mm,
nah,
mm.
I can't.
Yeah, and that's so that's also a powerful thing, and many people struggle with that a lot, and that's how they fall into that endless, hole of negativity, and they're catching all these vibes from all these places because they can't
Mm-hmm.
control holding back. They can't control saying no, and that's also another thing I learned in this season. Many people, they learned how to say no, and they're like,
Right.
it's okay, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And I'm like, wow, wow, this year has taught us. Wow, wow, subhanallah, this is amazing. Obviously they had been low moments this year.
Yeah.
And sure you must have had them, and I'd love for you to share your peak and your scariest, your most vulnerable moment, and tell us how you dealt with it.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. I know it's gonna sound weird because I'll keep making reference to this
Mm,
and my religion is a very big part of who I am, and
mm,
it keeps me very balanced.
mm,
Whenever we're told, for as long as you know that you've got Allah, that you've got God, then you
mm,
really don't have any reason to be afraid or anxious or sad or fearful. And I really subscribe to that. Honestly, there are times that if I didn't have God this season, or any season for that matter, I would have easily gone under. And I've gone under before, and I have no intention of doing that ever again.
mm,
So I would say that there have been moments where I was a little bit anxious, but because we
mm,
pray 5 times a day and we're always talking to God about it, at some point it kind of like, filters out. But
mm,
one of them was, like I said, I think I mentioned it. I'd made the intention of starting this business,
mm.
and I knew that
Yeah,
the
I'm sure.
resources for this business was going to come from something from some projects that we had planned,
You
that
had a
we had signed
perspective.
some
Yeah.
contracts. We had planned, for the entire of 2020, that those are the contracts that now would be able to fund
Oh,
this new business
okay.
that we were starting. And
Yeah.
then because of COVID, the airports got closed, so we couldn't
Okay.
travel, and a lot of our
Okay.
projects relied on overseas.
Oh
And
God.
again, a lot of people now they also got strapped. They also couldn't
Mm,
commit to some of these contracts, and
mm.
we had already signed employees.
Oh
We had made
no.
commitments to people.
Oh no.
So that was hectic. That
Yeah,
was,
I'm sure.
but then somehow, we dug deep, and I found a bit of, resource here and there.
Mm,
I then, and this is the thing, you never know how resourceful or how strong you can be until you have to be, you know until
mm.
you have to be. Again, I repeat to my wife, I tell her, I don't think I have worked this hard in all the years that I've been alive. I don't think I've put in
Wow.
this much grind. I have. If I look back, if I had spent this much energy doing this much hustle, doing all these things, I think I would have been like a multi-millionaire by now. But all of it has gone into like this business
This
that we've
one
been
year.
doing.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was really scary right at the
Mm,
beginning. And then somewhere along the line also there was when you see like 70% of your client book drop off,
mm.
and that's what has sustained your lifestyle. That is what has sustained your family. That is what has sustained
Yeah.
your other projects and your business. When you have 70% of your client book accounts receivables gone, then you have to make it forces you to really look at
Mm.
yourself differently.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, somehow it has I've just raised my level of hustle. I'm doing the most, Farah. Like, wow. And the thing is, because I think I'm in that point of self-actualization.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm not good at, and so I'm
Mm.
focusing bang on on those things that I am good at and going hard at those things. And it's yielding some results. So let's see what 2021 brings. There's a little bit of anxiety there as well because you know, everybody that you call now, all the partners and the clients that we've had from the past, all of them are saying, hey, it's looking a little bit weird, it's looking bleak, you know, and I'm itching to get back on a plane because that's where our business comes from. But then I'm scared of them digging into my nose. You know, that's the only thing that I'm afraid of.
And would you say you needed this shift to get out of your comfort zone?
Yeah.
And do this and actually discover this new M?
I think so. I think I've never been one to just sit around, you know. I've always been like, go. But this year,
that was a routine, you know. That was a routine. But this year now you are forced to do things differently.
Alhamdulillah. And I think part of why I'm also a coach and a trainer is because, and I encourage everybody who's on here, who's watching this, please do like a personality test, you know, like an MBTI personality or something like that, because it gives you some idea of what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate. My personality type is the type, Farah, that does not like routine. I am naturally inclined to hate routine. Well, hate is a strong word. Maybe I find myself routine challenged. If I have to do the same thing every day for more than 3 days, I will explode, you know? So I'm always putting myself into different projects. I think what this season forced me to do was get into a routine. I was never someone who was routine inclined. So for me, I'm kind of like the opposite. I was always someone who would do this and do that, but now I was having to do the same things over and over and over and over because starting a business and building it from scratch is not easy. You have to do this, you have to keep at it, you have to be consistent. So yeah, I thank God for this season to teach me a side that, you know, where I had to actually plug in and keep doing the same mundane stuff, but I did it, you know. I did it, and now alhamdulillah, I'm out of that. We're past that. We've managed to partner with a couple of people. Some people have believed in our project. They've invested in us a little bit, and so yeah, at least hopefully we'll be looking at 2021 with stronger, newer, I don't know, zest vibes.
New
yeah.
vibes. As an image consultant, as a mentor, as a trainer, as you've also done corporate unseen, right?
I have, yes.
Definitely.
I've even been on TV, for God's sake.
Yes, yes. Your YouTube channel. Oh my God. What would you say was a good thing about 2020? Tell me about the shift in the way of doing things that you told us about teaching online. How was that? I'm sure it must be different for you. You're used to people, and then what new potentials did this season bring for us for these career paths? To share with us. I mean, I'm sure there's some valuable lessons that you've learned along the way. Yeah, please share with us all.
So, you know, Farah, you know, I mean, there's a verse in the Holy Quran which says, Surah Al-Inshirah, which says, فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْأُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Verily, with every hardship there is ease, right? Yes. So it's not that after the hardship there is ease, but within that hardship, within that difficult period, there is something that comes with, there's a silver lining. You know, it's like when life hands you lemons, make a lemonade or something. And let me tell you, when I couldn't go to class, I couldn't go to some of the colleges and the universities that I teach, and I couldn't, you know, like Centonomy, for example, you know, we had back-to-back sessions with them, and I couldn't now see people in class. I thought, okay, this is a bit poor. But what it allowed us to do was now we were not restricted geographically to having students
just from
a certain place. We had, though, I remember there was a season, especially with Centonomy, where I think I looked at my Zoom participants class, and I had 82 students. There were people from Canada, there were people from South Africa, there were people from Rwanda, there were people from Tanzania, from Nigeria, there were people from Kisumu, from Eldoret, from Mombasa logging in, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow,
Wow.
this is it, yo.
What
This
are
is it, and
borders?
free. Yeah. So I then realized, okay, hang on, there's actually opportunity here, and it's an
Yeah.
opportunity for us to think globally. We are a global village. I'm sitting in my office in Kilimani, you're where you are, but we're here having this conversation.
Yes.
And people are logging in from all over the place. And
Yeah.
so embracing that new sense of, technology was gonna catch up with us. It's just kind of like accelerated now. So that's definitely been one positive. The other positive, I don't think it's really related to career, but it's also related to me as a person. I think, some people take for granted how obviously you go home to your family every day or as often as you can. And for me, who used to travel a lot and always be out and about, I would really spend, I would emphasize spending quality time with my family, with my wife and kids, whatever. But now I see them more because we're forced to see each other more because of homeschooling and everything else. And that's when you truly realize and you appreciate what you've got. That the whole reason why we're working like this is so that we can give them some level of a leg up and a chance. And I've actually become friends with my kids. I listen to what they tell me every day. They give me little stories and updates. And obviously you grow closer with your significant other. You need to exchange and share more. So there is that benefit. I'm spending much more alone time now. I spend a lot of time alone. Wow, a lot. And so what I did, that's the other thing that happened this year.
Are you enjoying your company?
Oh, I love my company. In fact, I remodeled my office. You should come next time. Huh? I remodeled my office just for that purpose. Wow. Because I decided, I'm spending so much time by myself, I might as well make this a little sanctuary. So that's what I'm doing.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. And
lastly, yes, I think I've also grown closer to God. I mean, I was always that way inclined, but now I have more deliberate conversations with God, because of that alone time. So those are some of the benefits of this season.
Wow. What new potentials do you see as through mentoring as and seeing now events? What changes would you say do you foresee now for the future? How does the
for sure, I think the events space is definitely bugged. I mean, with curfew and everything else. I mean, we're not at that stage where we can really have the kind of events that we used to have. But look, Farah, I mean, back in the 90s or even the early 2000s, there was no such thing as a social media manager, because every day, with time, there are new things come and old things die out. Yeah. And my thinking, and to anybody who's here listening, is that you have to accept that change is the only constant. Never ever set yourself that this is how it is and it must be this way and it must be this way and it must be this way. Live like you're going to live forever, but live like at any minute things could change. I know that sounds like a bit of and so I'm always a part of me is excited and a part of me is also cautious, because 2021, I mean, who knew what COVID was in 2019? There was no such thing as COVID. Yeah, but now there's COVID, right? I mean, there's some things that you can't foresee. And so if you are the type of person who is like, it must be this way, my life has always been like this is how it should be, you're going to be in trouble. You will die like a dinosaur. The dinosaurs became extinct and you will also become extinct. My saying when I'm training people in class is, you will die like soap. Soap starts very big and then it goes, the more you use it, it goes and it finishes. Be prepared for change. Change is gonna happen regardless. And as change happens around you, you need to be strong enough to change accordingly and to adapt and say, okay, you know what? My strength, my personality, my attitude, my objectives, and I'll talk about objectives in a minute, but all of who I am, there are parts of this change that I like, there are parts of this change that I don't like, but the parts that I like, how much can I amass from the new
From
normal,
the
how much can I gain,
okay.
and how much can I avoid? But to put your head in the sand and pretend like the change is not happening, wow,
Yeah.
you will find yourself in a big hot mess,
Yes,
right?
that is so
Yeah.
true. I love that tip you just gave, that we should look at what we see fit for us and try and emulate that as much in our new normal now this new normal. My God. And how, oh gosh. What I had a thought in my head, it's just gone. Oh gosh. Take us through a day in your lockdown
Okay.
life.
So there's never a day. All my days are very different. I told you I'm the kind of person who I can't stand
Hmm.
routine. So
So
every day is different.
you weren't at home for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
No, in
Oh,
fact, my family, my mom, my dad, my everybody around me, my wife, everybody was like, "No, you have to stay home. It's gonna be." But I'm like, I'm in the hood now. I was the CEO of a foundation that was working in the slums. We were working with
oh,
people in the slum community. You
essential
know,
services.
pretty much. So we were out there,
Oh
doing the
shoot.
food run. Remember when the COVID task force was set up and they were giving out
Yeah.
food and things like that? There
Uh-huh.
was this gentleman, fantastic gentleman called Pankaj Shah, and we were part of
Yes,
his
yes.
team. Yeah, so we
Oh,
joined.
the Pankaj,
Yeah, yeah,
what's his project called? The Pankaj project, right?
yeah. Team Pankaj. Yes,
Team
correct.
Pankaj, yes.
Absolutely,
Amazing
and
work.
they did such fantastic work.
Yes,
And when I
yes.
was part of that foundation, the Jonathan Jackson Foundation, we joined them and we started doing that. So for me, it nothing actually
Oh,
stopped. We just
wow.
continued doing what we were doing. It's obviously everyone around us stopped, and people were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Mwenesi, I'd love to have coffee with you. I'd love to have a meeting with you. I'd love to this, but we're on lockdown." I'm like, "All right, you lock yourself. I will be out here
I'm
helping
so not.
people.
I'm
I'll be
so
wearing
not
a mask and
locked down.
sanitizing. Thanks."
Oh, wow.
I'm not downplaying the seriousness of the disease, and I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
downplaying,
yeah.
the fact that it is one of those true tests of our modern era. But
Mm,
I always live in faith, Farah, truly. And
mm.
it's not like I'm being irresponsible and saying, you know what, I'm just going to go out and cruise around and not
No,
not
yeah.
take care of myself and not wear a
Yeah.
mask and not sanitize and whatever. But
Mm,
I believe truly that whatever is yours will be yours, whether it's
mm.
good, whether it's bad, or everything in between. And we call it qadr. If it's for
Yes.
you, if it's
It's
written
for
for you, then
you.
it must happen.
It has to.
You can throw
Mm,
yourself, you can cry, you can whatever, but put your faith in God and say, okay, you know what, God, I'm leaving this house because my intention is not to go out there and die. My
mm,
intention is to go out there and provide for my family and make a small difference in the world. All right, please bring
mm.
me back safely. And then when I come back safely, I'm like, cool, cool, cool. Let's do this again tomorrow.
And here
So
I
every day
was
has been
about to
different for me.
ask you, are you anxious meeting people now in this new normal? And cool that you're been out there. Wow.
I mean, in fact, if you want to have a meeting, come. I've been, alhamdulillah. So my office is big enough so we can really social distance. I've got enough windows and whatever.
Ah,
So I've been
okay.
doing quite a bit of one-on-one coaching with many, many clients. Alhamdulillah, that has
Uh-huh.
gone very well. And yeah, I've tried to meet as many people, and hopefully, when people realize that what, there's a way, everything. Whenever something is new, obviously
Mm.
April, May was a time
Yeah.
where everybody was kind of like, okay, wait,
Mm.
should I, there
We
was that
literally
craze where
did
people were
stop.
going
Yeah.
grocery shopping and everyone was buying toilet paper. I don't understand why people were buying toilet paper, but anyway, I mean, will toilet
Yeah.
paper stop COVID? I don't know. So they were doing all sorts of weird things. And then after some time, around June, there, guys were like, hang on, we're
Mm.
still here. So anyway, and there's still
Yeah.
bills to be paid. And
Yeah.
the landlord hasn't
The
gone anywhere. Um,
hey.
the landlord is still there,
Is
the
there.
bills are still there, the kids are still looking at you like, hey, daddy, what are we going to eat
Yeah.
today? So,
Today.
hey, you just got to keep
Yeah.
it moving, bro.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, I guess one thing for sure is, alhamdulillah, this is happening now in an era where we have technology.
Yes.
So you're not stuck. You're not stuck like, okay, what am I going to do? You're not stuck in your house like, I'm
Mm.
going to die out because I
True.
can't reach anybody. We're
True.
interconnected. So
Mm.
using the technology that we have now is it's massive. And wherever you are, please make the most of the technology, whether it's to
True.
brand yourself or put yourself online, whether it's to reach new clients, new markets, and take the time now when you're quiet, when you don't have that many deadlines and distractions and things, to start creatively thinking, what can I do?
Yes.
How can I fulfill more of my potential?
Yeah,
You know?
true. It's true. And during this period, you won't believe it, I got my first thing gig, talking gig. I spoke to kids in the US. Can you imagine? In the US. And I was paid for it, and I was like so happy. It was so
Beautiful.
amazing. So I was like, you know what? We could sit and complain and nothing changes. Or we could get up, do something, and, try and change. Make that one step, to just change, towards change, and see how things go. And subhanAllah, things open up. And I'm just in shock. Seriously, this whole season, I'm
Well
just
done,
in
Farah. I'm so
shock.
proud of you.
I'm so in shock, really, and grateful, really grateful. Wow. Tell us what you learned about yourself during this period.
Okay, like I said, I've learned that I'm less tolerant of nonsense. There, I've said it.
You're a
I was
grumpy
avoiding
old
saying
man
it.
now.
I was avoiding saying it, but honestly, I cannot suffer ujinga. Like if you, like there were times where I'll be very diplomatic and I'll be like, "Go on, please tell me more." Now I'm just like,
Uh,
"Okay, all right, thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye bye." But I'm more open to helping. It's a weird one because you would think that the more diplomatic you are, you're more open to helping. No, diplomacy is really just telling people no nicely. But I think I'm more deliberate about doing the most for what I care about. If you're a person that I care about, or you're a cause that I care about, or you're an activity that I care about, I put my 100%, my 110% into it. I'm not into half measures. I don't like doing things just for the sake of doing them, just to see what will happen. If it's doing it, we do it, and we do it fully. It's a bit of a strange one because when you're young, you want to try everything. You want to do little bits of everything. Oh, let me taste this. Let me taste this. Let me taste this. But I think I'm older now, and I'm like, no, I know that I like this. This is what I like. I like this, so I will continue doing this. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm sort of like making peace with who I am, and I'm like, all right, this is who I am. I'm cool. I am okay with who I am. There are a little bit of bits and pieces that I can polish here and there, but generally I look at the world and I'm like, nah, you do you, homie. You're okay.
that's amazing. And you just I'm just surprised at your aura of
My
yourself.
own.
Of yourself.
Also,
Really, this 36 is looking good on you. Mashallah, mashallah.
asante, asante, asante. But let me tell you, I'm getting sunburned because I picked up a new hobby. I'll tell you about that later. I
Oh
picked up
gosh.
a new project, Farah. Oh my God.
Oh
But
no.
yeah.
You tell us all about it. Okay, now to the fun part. And when you look into the mirror, what do you see? And are you happy with what you see?
Extremely happy. Extremely happy. My saying to everybody that I meet is jipe raha mwenyewe. Give yourself your own joy, so that when people come to you, they're already coming to a party that you've started. I borrowed that from TD Jakes. Is it Bishop TD Jakes? Yes.
Okay.
Give yourself happiness, because you know what? If we sit around waiting for people to make us happy, hey, utaka, you
No.
will sit
Yes.
and wait and wait and wait. And this is the problem. I think most people look for happiness from others. They're waiting for others to give them happiness, to give them a reason to smile, to give them a reason to look at themselves and be like, wow, homie, you managed to clean. I give myself little congratulatory pep talks. If I've eaten and then I wash one dish, I clean one plate, I'm like, kijana amefanya kazi hapa, you know? And you have to
Wow.
celebrate yourself, honestly.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
celebrate yourself. We want big things. Oh, I want a car, I want a house, I want whatever.
Mm,
But when if you don't take the time to just appreciate the
yeah.
small little bits of pieces that you have, like for me right now, I am over the moon that I'm sitting here talking to you, honestly, because in my head, I'm like, I've been riding my bike the whole day. I'm tired. Yeah, that's my new project, by the way. Will I be able to sit and talk to Farah? But then as soon as I saw you, my energy was like, boop. So I'm like,
Oh,
dude, you're killing
thank
it. So
you.
you're doing such a good job, but I'm already congratulating myself for being here. You see the point?
Yeah, yes,
Like I'm not waiting
yeah.
for you to congratulate me. I'm already like, hey,
Mm,
man, hey, you've
you
made it
did
here on this
it.
IG live.
Uh,
You're doing your bit, your whatever. Hey,
uh,
congratulations to you, homie. Good job. And then I'll reward myself. That's the other thing, Farah. People need
mm,
to reward themselves.
yes,
Life is hard. No need to make it harder by
true.
complaining and bitching and whining and give yourself some, even if it's something small, like just
Yeah.
something. We forget ourselves too much. So many people, mashallah, are so busy helping others, caring about others, they
Mm,
forget to care about
not
themselves. They
themselves.
don't reward themselves enough. They don't do enough to give themselves, give their body, give their mind, give their emotions, give their spirit. Feed those things. The
Mm,
seven, the effective, what is that? Stephen Covey, is it Franklin Covey, one of those Covey fellows? They talk about the 7 habits of the effect of highly effective people:
mm,
spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. You gotta feed those things on a
mm,
daily basis. Feed your spirit, feed your emotions, surround yourself with happy people. And that's why for me, if you're negative, I really don't have the time for you. I swear to God, don't have the time. All right. If my body feels like it needs to eat a pizza, that's exactly what we're gonna do, girl. We're gonna eat a pizza. We will find the money and we will eat a pizza.
we will.
But my body will come back and tell me, listen, you ate this pizza. Do you mind eating a salad at least and drinking some water? Hydrate, son. So I listen to my body as well. I'm like, okay, you know what? Since you carry me around the whole place all the time, hata wewe pewa salad, hata wewe pewa hydration, hata wewe pewa, vitamins,
Yeah.
So, celebrate yourself, reward yourself.
Yes.
That's what it's
Yes.
about. So yeah, every
Amazing.
time I look in the mirror, I'm always asking myself, what have you done for you today? You know,
Mm, good
what have you done for
question.
you today? Umejisaidia aje, jamani?
Eh,
How have you helped yourself? And if I look at myself and I haven't helped myself, the guy looking at the mirror will give me a very sour face look. Unajua ile sura ya ndimu, someone is looking at you and
mm,
they're just like, honestly, I woke up, I've carried you here, I took you to this meeting, I've done all of these things to you, and now you just want to sit there and look at me. Of course, he's going to be upset. So I have a good relationship with myself. That is the number one
amazing.
relationship you gotta have. Have a
Amazing.
fantastic. And the last thing is, Farah, sometimes there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, right?
Mm, mm.
Um, Being confident and loving yourself doesn't mean that you have to behave like a whatever to others. I believe that this is a PG rated channel, so I can't use certain language.
No.
Yeah. So so you have to behave. You have to behave properly to other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Senior. So as much as you love yourself, don't be so in love with yourself that you now start looking down on others and treating people like whatever. Because if you
Yeah.
love yourself, other people are also trying to love themselves. Make it
True.
easy for other people to love themselves. That's my
And
motto.
yes, true. And when you love yourself, you automatically become a loving person because you
Absolutely.
will give that out. Definitely.
Absolutely.
And my
Absolutely.
main reason for asking this question was and whenever we look in the mirror, we are always looking at, that one pimple or that one mark. Everyone is always focusing on what's wrong in the mirror. And they forget to see that, oh my God, hey, today, hey, my skin is glowing today. They don't say that. And I'm like, you know what? I want to ask this question. I want you guys to say it out loud that this is what I love about myself. Because I feel like we don't do that much often. We
We don't do
always,
that, Farah, because many
yeah,
of us do not have a relationship with ourselves. I know it
mm,
sounds weird. It sounds like maybe someone needs to be checked into a mental institution. I've been in a mental institution. I am not trying to encourage that. What I'm saying is, it's not about like talking to yourself as if you're crazy. It's honestly checking in with yourself. And that's why I love mirrors. If in my office, when you come to my office, I have a massive mirror that our amazing interior designers, Manzo Deco, put up here for us. And I look in that mirror and I'm like, you know what, son? It's you and me, you know, because I have to kind of detach myself from myself so that I can have a relationship with myself, you know, and I think more people need to do that. The problem becomes when there's more than one person in your head. That's now where it now becomes a little bit of a tricky mental situation. So hopefully that person in your head is just one. It's just one, because if there are like 10 of them, then there's a problem. Yeah, then you have multiple personality issues, and then that's kind of weird.
Oh, that's a whole other story, though.
That's a whole other story, Farah. But if you can practice just loving yourself, talking to yourself, and saying, "Hey, I see you've got a pimple. What should we do about that? Yeah, what should you and I, you, me, and you, the person that is in the mirror looking at me, what should we do about that? Are you okay looking? Because the people that you're going to go and meet, are they going to be okay looking at that pimple? No, they're not. We got to do something about it. But if it's just us, please, Kwani, who are we trying to impress? So let's just enjoy ourselves and ask ourselves, are we okay even with the pimple that we can see? If we're okay, if you're okay, I'm okay, let's keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving. That's amazing. Okay, now, Anne, I want you to tell me, what do you love about yourself, like your features? Tell me.
What do I love about myself?
Yeah.
Wow.
When you look in the mirror, you go like, luckily no one has eyes like mine, Amma.
No, I don't think I'm that. I don't think I've ever been that conceited. But I will tell you that there are times when sazingine ninavaa suti ya unajua ile suti na meremeta. You know that suit which just looks like goodness. You need to go get a paycheck. You know there are times when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're just like, whoa, nakaa tu pesa. You look like money today.
Wow.
So I'm telling you.
Wow.
There's times when I look at the mirror and I'm just like, hey, kijana leo umeng'ara yote. Go get it, son. And let me tell you, that's why for me as an image consultant, it starts here. It starts with what goes on in your mind, Farah. If you tell yourself that you look good and you feel good, it resonates, and that is what you project. And I love the way you said, that's what you will attract as well. If you say, you know what, I look like money, I feel like money, when you go out there, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get money.
Yes.
Right? So you have to tell yourself certain things. Garbage in, garbage out. GIGO. G-I-G-O. If you tell yourself silly things about yourself, you're looking in the mirror, oh, I have a pimple. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, look at my cheeks. Oh, look at my sitrini. Oh, and that is it. Then that is what you will carry that's the energy that you will carry for the whole day. But when you look at yourself and umedunga tie na umekaa hapo and you're looking good in a pinstripe, you're just like, good God, son, look at you. Look at your face. You need a paycheck. You need to go and get a paycheck right now. I don't know where the paycheck is coming from, but when we step out here, we are attracting it. We are bringing the paycheck to us.
It's coming. It's coming.
It is coming.
Oh, I love that. Hey, I want to say that. Hey, girl, you look like money. I'm saying that.
I'm telling you, look at yourself in the mirror and you're just like, hey, Farah Leo. And hey, umeweza. Okay, girlfriend, look at you. Look at you.
And you would believe it. Whenever I ask my guests this question, all of them like pause. Some are shy. Oh, and here you are, so excited to answer it. That is the vibe I need.
Let me tell you, Farah, and there's another thing. I always know there's one thing that really irritates me about myself. Whenever you see like this ball, you see like this head already. This is like maybe two days of growth.
Okay.
So the minute it starts getting a little bit more, like I don't know, like I need my head shiny. I want you to look at my head, and then like the light is like bouncing off it. When I know that my head is super shiny, bus. Bus, bus, bus.
Really?
I'm ready for the world. But as soon as I start seeing like a little bit of hair is growing, and then people around me, even my wife, they're like, Allah, what are you shaving? I'm like, listen here, you don't get it. I want it to be smooth, like a baby's
And
bum.
I know
It
it.
needs to be clean, okay? It needs to be totally clean. Yeah, when it's clean,
Wow.
you can see the light is shining. You see that light?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
Now you
Yeah,
see
boss.
one
When
more.
that light shines like that, I know I am ready for action.
What? Mashallah. And okay, tell us what is keeping you going.
I tell you what.
What is keeping you going?
Oh, Alhamdulillah. First and foremost, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. God is I'm such a groupie. Yeah? Am I even allowed to say that? I'm a fan. Like, I'm a super fan of God. Like, big up,
Yes.
big man. Like, huge, huge,
Yes.
huge, big up. So that keeps me going. Huge
Mm.
time. That one, I don't, my 5 times a day prayers, all of those things, that's not even up for discussion. That's my thing. So God first. Secondly, I would say my family, and I think I even did an engaged talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
The people around me, both the family that you choose and the family that you are born into. Obviously, not all of us have such great relationships with family, and I get that.
Yeah.
And sometimes family can be a little bit tricky. But when you have that one person or two people who you're with continuously in a relationship, you got to hold on to them. You got to celebrate and see the good in those people. So that keeps me going. The third aspect is, like I said, I reward myself abundantly. Yeah. And I work hard for those rewards. So every time I reward myself, I'm like, okay, you know what, Mwenesi, today you spent a crap load of money on shoes. So we need to go and get that money back somewhere. so I reward myself. Or if I buy like, because I think you realized I also have like a perfume fetish, huh? A cologne.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
and
oh my
that
God,
stuff
I'm
ain't cheap.
following that series. Woo.
That stuff ain't cheap, yo. So sometimes I'll be
Hey.
like, well, today let me just, watch an nice kidogo. Then I'm like, hiya, I need to get that money back from somewhere. So I now
Uh-huh.
start, so that way you always give yourself projects. So that keeps me going. And lastly, I would say meeting people, because part of my work is getting to be around people and understanding them, understanding what makes them tick. I like sometimes to just go and sit in a restaurant or a bus stop or somewhere where there are people moving up and down, and I just
Okay.
look at them. I just sit and I observe and I people watch. So I'm always,
Okay.
and I've made such, like today, I made two friends who are going to be potential clients. I just went and sat somewhere, and I wasn't waiting for anybody. It wasn't a restaurant. It was just outside some random building, and I just sat there and I observed people. And the more I observe people, I get to now try and figure them out and study them. I'm on a lifelong journey of studying human beings, not from an anthropological or sociological or whatever it is, academic. I'm not trying to be an academic. I'm not trying to write a paper or publish some book or Sijui Nini Apana. This is just for me to watch people and figure out, okay, what makes that person tick? Young, old, tall, short, I don't care. It's just my thing. And then once I figure out what makes people tick, I always find out how can I be in the best position to help you love yourself more. It's not my job to make you love yourself, but how can I help you love yourself more? Because self-love is the first step to being able to self-actualize. If you can start looking at yourself differently and enjoying yourself for yourself, not because Mwenesi said so or because Farah said so, that for me it gives me massive, massive joy and comfort. And it's a question that I ask my staff and everybody that works in our businesses is whenever you're doing what you're doing, how has it helped other people go from where they were to somewhere different? How has it helped someone move forward? If you're not helping anybody move forward, then you're just taking up space. Yeah, and you're just a statistic. You might as well be this pair of keys. You're not yani, you're
Yeah.
not you're just there. So
That's
in a
amazing.
nutshell,
Living.
that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Living with purpose. That's amazing. So
Correct.
true. Okay. Tell us, how do you love yourself? How does take care of himself?
Well, I spend a lot of time in this space in my office. I don't know if you. I'll try and show you what it looks like. So we'll start over here.
Wow. Oh wow, mashallah. And
Yeah.
I don't
So I
even
spend a lot of time
recognize
there.
it.
Yeah. And recently I bought a bike, Farah. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what we're doing now. It's 2020. It's 2020. We're out here biking
Who
hard,
knew?
doing the most.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And
Dude.
with your suit.
Apana, you see now, that's why I'm dressed like this. You see, that's the other thing. I think because Farah, I was getting on so many borders. Kijana amengara
Oh,
amevaa suti yake, you know, I'm there on
okay.
with my suit, and then I'm jumping onto this border and that border and whatever. Then I realized,
Oh.
okay, you know what, these guys, no offense to borders, love them to death, but hey, sometimes it can be a little bit wild, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, you know, I might, because I spent so much time by myself anyway, might as well do something. I told you, reward yourself, because you are the one who loves yourself and you know what excites you the most. So I decided to get myself into that project, and now I have joined the two-wheel gang. Please make dua for me, because these roads are crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, with long hair, that she'd be like, no, Jasmine, no. She hates it. She hates it. She hates it. Oh God. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And I just love your ride now. I'm telling you, mashallah. May Allah protect you. All right, let's get to
I mean,
the
all of us.
yes, let's get to the fun stuff now. I'm gonna ask you three would you rather questions. Quick
Mm-hmm.
ones, you answer them, okay? Okay,
Okay.
let's go. Number one, if you could choose one type of holiday for the rest of your life, would you pick the beach or a hill station, mountain, countryside?
For the rest of my life.
Yes. Don't think.
It's a tough one. But it's a tough one. That's a tough
I
one because
know.
I
I
love
I
both.
don't know this about you. I want to know. Do you like the
Oh,
beach or do you like
that's such a hard one,
mountains?
Farah. Because
Really?
I'm into mountains like crazy. I love
Okay.
mountains. I love mountains and I love forests.
Oh
Even the
wow.
bike that I have, it allows me to go into some of those places. So, a gun to my head without thinking. You see, the problem is I'm not alone. The problem is I wouldn't be alone. I'd be with my kids, and
Oh
they
yeah,
would
then
feel
you get
weird.
bored.
Yeah. They'll get bored. So it would have to be the beach. Sorry. Yeah.
Beach.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would have to be the beach. Yeah, if I
Wow.
honestly, if yeah, and the thing about the beach is, you know, you can always leave and go to the mountain for the day and come back, you know. So
Oh yeah, by the way. Also,
yeah, so
you love the
beach
mountains,
it is.
so that explains your your need to be alone and solitude. So
Yes,
you
yes.
enjoy
Oh,
peace
that's the
and
thing. Huh? So
quiet.
people who like mountains also like being alone, huh?
Yeah, peace and quiet. You know, with nature, there's a lot of serenity there. It's
Oh,
quiet.
I love that.
It's peaceful.
I love that. Just
Subhanallah.
two
Yeah.
weekend was it last weekend? I rode out to Aberdare or something there in Nyeri,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I just hung out there. Just
Wow.
yeah,
Our
I
country is
do
so
that sometimes.
beautiful.
It's beautiful. Wallah, it's beautiful,
Yeah.
mashallah. I went
Yeah.
to the tea farms, Tigoni. I took a ride around there,
Yeah. Oh
Kiambu.
my
There,
God,
yeah,
that
it's
place is
beautiful.
so amazing.
Beautiful.
Okay, number two. Would you rather swim with sharks or walk through a lion's den?
Definitely swimming with sharks. Yo. Hey, please. Lions, we're not trying to be around those guys. No, no,
Wow.
no, no, no.
You can swim
Yeah, I can swim. So
really
swimming with
fast.
sharks is cool because you see when you're down there,
Uh-huh.
you know, first of all, I can't smell you because obviously I'll be in my scuba gear, and I can't. It's not as visceral as being with a lion. It's dangerous, yes, but you see when you're in your scuba gear or with whatever, then you know it's
You can
there's a layer between you and the shark, and then
uh
there's the water as well, which is a bit of a barrier. But the lion, ah.
you can't
Kwanzaa,
run.
you can smell what that thing had for breakfast. When it opens its mouth like this here, Farah, you can smell what the thing had for breakfast, and
Yeah.
it's telling you, now you're next. Ah, excuse
You're
me, like,
next.
now, that's too close. That's too close. But rather go swimming.
Oh wow. Okay. Number 3. This one is fun. If you're selected for a reality show, would you
Uh-huh.
rather participate in Survivor or Big Brother?
Survivor.
Oh, okay.
Survivor for sure. Survivor 100%. Big Brother ikono upuzi mingi sana. Because those fellows, those can you imagine just being stuck in an
Imagine.
apartment
Oh God.
or a house with people like that? I think, hey, bro, hey,
You go
I don't know, I
crazy.
might I'll go nuts. Yeah, Survivor. At least I can take the time to go and stare at a tree. I'll go stare at a tree.
Ah.
I'll go stay in nature. I'll
Oh,
go look
and
at the
then
beach or something.
you'll have all those. What do they have? Those. What? What do they call them? They have to the huddles. You have to play those
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it's fun and it's
Big
adventurous.
Brother, and then there's too much potential in Big Brother for Upuzi Mingi. For me, I want to be outside there, outside. And then if someone annoys me, I'm just like, okay, you know what? You continue. I'm gonna go stare at a tree for like 10 minutes. Yeah, you stay here. But in Big Brother, you're stuck breathing
You're
the same carbon
stuck.
dioxide with everybody else. Ah, lies, no.
I. Ooh.
Mas G, you have to share a shower with people. At least there
Oh
in
yeah.
nature, all of you are animals. You're all smelly,
Mm.
you're all weird, you're all random. That's cool. But now, yeah, you have to share things. You have to see other people's things. Ah, lies. Nope.
Rama is saying, would you survive? Rama is
I,
asking, would you survive?
I will pray to God. I will be praying there to God hard. I'll be telling God, hey, you brought me here
Oh,
with the rest of these other crazy fellows. So you better get
yeah,
me out
let's
of
do
here.
this.
You know?
Wow, wow, that was amazing, subhanallah. Wow, and we've come to the end of our show now. Already it's 8. Wow, where did this hour go? It's been an amazing time. Thank you so much. And tell us anything
Anytime.
you'd like. Yeah, tell us what should we look out for. I want to hear about the new project. Tell us what we should look forward to from your side.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, like I said, we've been part of a project. It's called Kazi Now. It's a project that it's a platform that allows people to be able to sell their skills and make their skills accessible to new clients and new spaces. It's an online app. You can
Okay.
download it from Google Play Store. It's called Kazi. There are two apps. There's Kazi Service on Demand, the client app, and there's Kazi, the worker one. Right now, we're just onboarding workers. When I say workers, I mean, let's say you, Farah, you have this skill, you can host IG lives. You can log on there and type it's like LinkedIn, yeah? It's like it's
Ah,
like an
okay.
it's like a LinkedIn, but an active LinkedIn, which can actually, if someone is searching for someone to host an IG live in your area, let's say in South Sea or wherever it is, and your
Mm.
profile is there, they can pick up and actually ping you and say, "Hey, Farah, I picked up your profile. I need you to do an IG live. What's your rate? If you're a cleaner, if you're a plumber, if you're an electrician, if you're whatever it is."
Ah, okay.
Um, that's what we're doing. So there's that project that's running. So inshallah, we really have some big plans for it. Please make dua for us.
Inshallah.
We want to help people, because a big part of what we saw is that a lot of people are struggling. Many people are not able to pay their bills. It's
Mm,
very, very hard. But
mm,
many people have talents. They have gifts.
mm.
They have
Yeah.
things that they need to be able to put out, but they don't have access. They don't have access to
Yes.
clients. They don't have access to
Mm.
people who can market for them.
And
Um,
you're slightly blurred. I can't see your face.
can you see me now?
No, I think your internet.
Oh no, it's because there are a lot of notifications. There's so many people who are going live, and there are other notifications on my phone. So I think
Oh,
maybe
okay.
it might. Yeah, so there's that
Okay.
that's running, and inshallah, we want to start with Kenya, but inshallah, we want it to be an Africa-wide, probably even
Mm.
worldwide project. So there's that, and then my normal work, which is happening. I do have a small clothing line out now. We've started doing trench coats as well with my good friend Carol Kinoti. So check that out. Look out for that. We'll be sharing more information on my personal social media, but also with my Get Yours channel. We'll be sharing that as well.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and I'm hoping that if I do interact with you in 2021, that it will be a positive interaction, whoever you are, wherever it might be. I pray that the Almighty makes it easy for us to make it through, and that whatever it is that we're trying to do is worthwhile and positive.
Yeah. I just posted your handle. Get yours. That's the one, right?
Yep, get yours with Mwenesi, correct.
All right. So yeah, guys, do check it out. I mean, the real money look with Mwenesi. Oh, that church coat is everything. Oh,
Absolutely.
that's amazing. And tell us about your foundation.
Oh, the foundation. I don't work there anymore, but
Okay.
from that foundation, the Jonathan Jackson Foundation, they're still doing some really good work.
Okay.
And they have an initiative called Jenga Jirani,
Mm-hmm.
which is again following up from that stuff that we were doing with the COVID drive, handing out food parcels to everybody. So they are still doing that. You can check them out on Jonathan Jackson Foundation. The founder, Mr. Jonathan Jackson, he really did do a lot, and he still continues to do a lot. For the communities, he bought a football club, Nairobi City Stars, of which I'm a part of. I'm a big fan. And it's guys from Kawangware, and it's a Kawangware-based football club, which is now in the Premier League, in the Kenyan Premier League. So
Oh, wow.
our whole ethos is to give opportunities to youth, income generating opportunities, and that's how this project that I'm talking about, Kazi, it started because of that.
Ah.
And so, yeah, inshallah, we hope that Kazi, if anybody has a skill or a talent or has some way of earning money, but they don't know where to get clients, download the app from Google Play Store. It's called Kazi Worker. Make your skills count. And
Kazi
then,
as
yeah,
in Kazi, right?
Kazi. Yes, they're two. It's a two-in-one app. The blue and white one says Kazi Client Service on Demand, and the black one is Kazi Worker. Make your skills count. So it's a very interesting shaped K, and
Okay.
we want to help as many people get opportunities around the world, and inshallah we hope that this is the beginning of
Inshallah. Yeah, that's
of
amazing.
helping people get out of poverty. Yeah.
True, true. It's so crucial at this moment because right now all our plumbers, all this semi-skilled people, they
Mm-hmm.
don't have
Mm-hmm.
access to their customers anymore because of this condition, this period, and yeah, giving them this huge marketplace. I think that's a major move. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, so we've been
amazing.
building that. We've been building that platform since January, and obviously we're still continuing to do it and partnering with as many people as possible. But inshallah, let's see what happens in the coming
It's
years
only
ahead. If
available
Allah will keep
on
us.
Google as yet?
Yeah. Hmm?
Only on Google and the App Store?
Yeah. It's only on Google for now. It's only on Android, and then we will,
Okay.
because majority of people in Kenya are on Android-based phones.
Android, yes.
Yeah, and some of the Android phones are actually quite affordable and accessible.
Mm,
So
mm,
we're doing that for
mm.
now, and then inshallah, as we progress, maybe we'll open it up to even professionals. I mean, even you as a
Yeah.
professional, you can download it in case maybe you know how to bake, or you know how to, or you just want to make a
Mm.
bit of money, you want to do a cleaning job or whatever it is
Yeah.
that you want to do. Yeah.
That's
So
amazing. Someone here is saying, Dr. Audi is saying, I'm downloading the Kazi apps right away after this. Thank you so much.
Dakari is
Yeah.
my good friend. He's also a very inspiring person. You should have him. In fact, you should interview him on self care chats at some point. He's doing amazing work with Muslim media, the Muslim media company, and he's a
Yes.
very enterprising young man. He's written a ton of books as well. I always see young people like that doing the most, and I'm very impressed with him. And I know he recently got married as well. So
Oh,
yeah,
mashallah.
I'm glad to be in such good company.
Yes, that's amazing. That's amazing. And any last starting shots before I let you go?
Keep doing what you're doing, Farah. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you, thank you. One last question. This is for me. And you remember when we met the first time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then now you see me today.
Yep.
Tell me what's changed.
Oh, girl, everything. Look at you. Look at you. Hey, the energy. The energy. You know, you were this timid girl. You were like, hi, hello, hi. Sorry, I don't want to disturb. I just want to ask nicely. Excuse me. I've never seen those people. They come to your door and they're just like,
Oh
hello,
shoot! And
hello.
stop! No,
Now look at
I
you.
wasn't that way.
You're like, you're just like, okay, make it rain,
Oh
make it rain.
shoot!
All right. Who is going to join my self care? You. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. May Allah continue to elevate you and give you all the confidence and the happiness that you deserve, inshallah.
Ameen. Thank you so much. Someone here is saying we'd love to hear more about Kazi.
Oh,
We
for
can
sure,
we
Iram. Iram, I'll hit you up. You need to, Kwanzaa Iram, you need to find me. Anyway,
Oh, that's Iran. All right, Iran. And I think you should do a whole maybe launch for this because I don't think
yeah,
so
we'll
many
do it.
people know about it.
Right now we're in the process of testing and just keeping things. We're
Okay.
trying to understand the market a little bit, and then
Okay.
inshallah we'll do a proper launch to invite people because we want now clients to start testing it and seeing how it's working.
Mm,
But we're going through a lot of testing right now. A lot of testing.
amazing
Yeah.
stuff. Thank you so much, and once again, yeah,
Anytime.
I'll end this right now.
Thank you so much for having me, Farah. God bless you. Regards to mom and dad, and yeah, inshallah we'll speak soon. Huh?
Soon, inshallah. Bye. Take care. Stay
Take
safe.
care. Bye.
All right. All right. Okay, Iran. Yeah, you better look for uh and there and get to know. Thank you so much, Iran. Dr. Audi, we should market the straight ad with our Muslims. Yes, we definitely should. Dr. Audi, I'm gonna look for you soon, inshallah. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. I have another episode tomorrow. This week I have 3. So yeah, do join me again tomorrow at 7. Until then, thank you so much for everyone who joined in. You guys are amazing. It was such a good show with and I truly and it's such a vibe. MashaAllah. Alright then everyone. Bye, good night and